you hear the double live twisted record. Did you get one from CMC?
No, I haven't.
Get it right now. Look at the track list on here. Flip it over. It's Stay Hungry tour right at the beginning in England, but it's full.
Yeah, well, you always opened up with a song, Stay Hungry. Stay Hungry sounded great live as an opening number. That was a great opening number. I didn't like it the first number, but I liked that song better. Well, you had the SM intros, so won't you please welcome, dun, 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 the one, dun. Yeah, I was like, ah! You know, but
I was excited. It's the guys, man. Anyway, there's a lot of Can't Stop Rock and Roll stuff on there.
You guys were just like on MTV, you know, it's all of a sudden it got to the point where I took it for granted when I see how Twisted it was always, we're not going to take it, or I want to rock all the time, you know, and like, I became burned out. I was trying to like hang loyal, and I just, you know, and I just, what was really happening, you guys were being labeled as a teeny bopper band, you know, and your first two records were definitely up there with Screaming for Vengeance and albums like that. I really think what you guys should have been marketed into the more tough guy commercial following of Priest or Maiden, you know. Instead, they tried to make you into Quiet Riot.
Fans would say, "Oh, you know, Dee, you know, oh, they went commercial. They sold out." And I'm going, I wrote this the same time we did You Can't Stop Rock and Roll. There was no success to read. There was no hit single to say, "Oh, this is what we're going to write." And I wrote, "We're not going to take it" before the chorus. But we're not going to take it was written before Under the Blade came out. Yeah. I couldn't finish the song. And you're right, it was like Bad Boys of Rock and Roll, and I'll Never Grow Up Now. Yeah. They were like the same songs. Out of control, and people focused in on one element. The videos that were funny, that people started to think we were funny and that we were cute. Believe me, it was a nightmare for me. Playing shows, doing my show, and all of a sudden there's little kids in the audience, and I'm when you motherfuckers are getting arrested in Texas for cursing at the audience.
Like, these people
it was not
the real Twisted.
It was happening out of my control.
If you're ready to kick some ass, we are Twisted fucking Sister!
I was at a Venom concert, and these Thrasher kids, I was like, oh man, those guys shouldn't open for Maiden, like those guys never heard the old stuff, you know?
What happened with Twisted was a shame, but these things get out of your control. Yeah. Everybody focused in on one element of Twisted, the anthems, and that's what we became, teen anthems. I remember MTV referring to our, by the time Come Out and Play came out, they were referring to our videos as cartoon videos. Yeah, well, they did have the cartoon humor. Even
yes, it was.
But again, I said, this is not...
You guys always made me laugh. That's
it wasn't, yeah, and that's what we wanted to, but I don't want to do that anymore. I won't touch that shit with a 10-foot pole anymore. Because it just got out of control, and it was frustrating. By the end of the Iron Maiden tour, we had gone from the beginning of Stay Hungry, from being the coolest, most credible band in the world, to being uncool and lacking credibility. And I felt it, and when I was on the West Coast, it was toward the end of the tour, and I said the whole tone's changed, and it was real frustrating because I did some things that were mistakes, but not really, you know. I mean, just by doing a Letterman show or doing Entertainment Tonight or allowing People Magazine to photograph you as individual things weren't mistakes, but it was a collective. They became things that people focused on. You know, I mean, you're doing every magazine in the world, you're doing all these credible magazines, and you do People Magazine, also people going, is it People Magazine? You know, I became a celebrity.
I know, you became a celebrity. You went from hanging out with Lemmy, then you hang out with all these, like, you know, people that never even, like, 2 years ago never even heard of you, you know?
And so it was, and...
So you didn't like the celebrity? You felt it was like...
I liked it, but at the same time, I didn't realize how it was being perceived by my audience.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't care, and I also had visions of making Twisted like that Twisted would bring metal to the masses. I loved heavy metal, and I thought that metal had never become mainstream. I mean, I want to hear metal on elevators.
Yeah,
and metal
so, no,
halftime.
that's exactly.
I did, but
me
not
too.
anymore, because I realized that would have killed metal. The reason metal's been alive is because it has always stayed close to the street. It rises to the top once in a while, but before it burns out, like disco or new wave or punk, it goes back down again. It never burns out. And I was really trying. That's why I said, yeah, let me get on, let me do the Grammy Awards. Let me get there. Let me get in their face. Metal, man, metal. But it didn't happen. The metal fan, those people that I was getting on Letterman, and I was making these people laugh, and they go, wow, Dee's cool. But they didn't buy any records.
Yeah.
I made them think I was cool, but they didn't buy any records. What was the purpose?
Yeah, I know.
Why do I didn't give a shit about these people. To make them think I was cool, I was hoping I would convert them. But now, you know, I love metal. Now I'm doing a radio show, working on a video show, things like that. And I have no intention of even trying to make it mainstream. Yeah. I don't want it to be mainstream. I want it to be what it's always been. It has a core following, a core audience, a huge core audience. And I just want to cater to those people. And fuck all those other people. That was a major mistake. Believe, you know, with all the effort I put into Twisted, when that thing fell apart, which it did, it was crushing to me. It was out of my control. I remember stopping press and going, God, I'm overexposed. I got to stop the press. And I stopped, and it kept going. Because these press people, they have stuff stored for 3, 4, 5, 6 months. And I'm still on the cover of these teen magazines and all this stuff. You know, I realized that 16 magazines doing a contest, and the winners, I talked to them on the phone, and I like Duran, Boy George, and Twisted Sister, and I'm going, what, this isn't my audience.
No.
This is my audience. So, I didn't mean to you know, I was as disappointed as you were. Because as you can see, I still am what I always was, and you know, I never became anything different. You know, I just got money and fame and fortune and caught up in all that shit, and it really clouds your vision.
I know the metal audience had never heard of you before. You know, thought you were this other thing. The core metal fans.
They didn't know what I was.
Yeah, they thought you were this joke, and like you know, people like, you know, Van Halen had wimped out that year with the 1984 album, and I was like totally bashing them. I wrote a hateful review on them in my high school newspaper, and like a couple people want to kick my ass for that, because I'm surprised everyone hated Kiss for having a hit single, and Van Halen, and then they go, well, Twisted Sister on the road, yeah, but they didn't put no fucking synthesizers on their record, did they? And they've always done songs like that, so fuck you. Right. You know, and then I go, what Twisted Sister, what they're gonna do, man? They know they need to be taken more seriously by the metal. They'll come back with a heavy fucking album, which is back then I was predicting that, and they went putting those synthesizers on it, you know, and then come out and play. I put my foot right in my mouth, you know. Yeah, I know. I was fucking crushed.
I still like that.
Yeah.
I just heard come out and play the other day. I wrote because that was like, reminded me of the Warriors, which is what that whole began.
Yeah,
the Warriors come out to play. Yay. I love that.
I'm a Warriors freak.
Song-wise, it was a better album than Stay Hungry. But you know,
I was heavy. But by that time, it was dead.
You put all the you know keyboard. Then you know, like I said, I was a headbanger. What the fuck is Billy Joel Clarence Clemens doing on this? You know, of course. But now, you know, that's a great opportunity to work with people like that. That was a great opportunity. But, you know, back then I was a hardcore headbanger, and like my favorite band that you know, because in your fan club bio you said keyboards have their place. They belong behind the amps where they can't be seen or heard. And it was on your record, and I was like, they betrayed me. They're traitors, you know. And then like, you know, just like, you know, so like, I became totally angry and anti-Twisted Sister. Yeah, and
I know. Believe me, I feel, you know, again, you get caught up in it. I was trying to cross over. I thought, you know, and I thought I was being slick as shit.
Yeah.
You know, and getting Billy Joel, Clarence Clemens, Brian Setzer, all these people on the record, I thought I was going to expose Twisted and metal. Again, remember, I was doing Heavy Metal Mania. I really believed in metal. I thought I was going to expose a whole new audience to metal and make metal bigger than ever it was. But it didn't happen. Couldn't happen. Twisted was overexposed. It was over. You know, and people wasn't cool anymore. We lost our cool, and that was, I mean, and that, at least as far as publicly, I had lost my cool, and it's taken me years to regain it.
big long letter, and I put everything, all my Twisted collection, I put them all in this big box and mailed it back to the fan club.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, yeah, everything I own, all my T-shirts.
Oh man, that would have killed me.
Yeah, and I was so mean, you know, I was just a narrow.
You think that I should be beating him up for this?
Yeah, I know, I was afraid of it.
No, he's expressing, you know, honest feelings, and I realized that this happened. But you know, like I said, what was devastating for me is that a lot of plans that I had backfired, and I was crushed as well. I mean, I fell off the face of the earth, and deliberately. I mean, I moved to Florida. What's that? You know, I was just like, it just took me years and years to recuperate. I ran into a stone wall, and again, my intentions were genuine and good, and it was a love of metal, and I really was trying to do something positive, but it was totally misrepresented by the press and totally misunderstood by the fans. And you know, what you can do is learn lessons.
Yeah.
And you know, vow that you know the next time you get a shot, you're not going to do that again.
So you're approaching Widowmaker in a totally different way.
Totally different.
Yeah.
Well, no, identically for the beginning.
Yeah.
Right now, I mean, you know.
Widowmaker stuff's pretty good that I heard the other night, and I didn't.